In the heart of West Africa, a deal was signed that no one saw coming. A deal worth $70 billion between one of the world's wealthiest nations, Qatar, and one of Africa's most defiant, Burkina Faso. It was not just about oil. It was about power, independence, and a vision that could change Africa forever. The struggle for energy. For decades, Burkina Faso struggled with energy dependence. Imported fuel drained the economy. Blackouts crippled industries. The people paid high prices while foreign companies grew rich. Ibrahim Traoré knew that without energy independence, Africa could never rise. He needed a partner bold enough to defy the West, and rich enough to build a future. That partner came from the Arabian Gulf. The secret talks with Qatar. In Doha's glittering skyscrapers, quiet discussions began. Qatari investors saw an opportunity, not just to expand their oil empire, but to make history in Africa. Traoré's demand was clear: an oil refinery plant inside Burkina Faso. Not exports, not outsourcing, but production on African soil. A project that would give Africa control of its own resources. For Qatar, the deal offered something even bigger: a chance to diversify beyond the Middle East, expand influence in West Africa, and gain secure access to African crude oil for decades to come. It was business, but also strategy. The $70 billion agreement. Then came the announcement that shook the world. Qatar would invest $70 billion in Burkina Faso to build a state-of-the-art oil refinery. The refinery would process African crude oil inside Africa, create tens of thousands of jobs for Burkinabe workers, power industries, reduce fuel imports, and stabilize the economy. Export refined products across West Africa, making Burkina Faso a regional energy hub. For Qatar, the benefits were clear. 1. Long-term access to African crude oil at stable prices. 2. Exclusive rights to a share of refined exports, giving Qatar leverage in African markets. 3. Expansion of Qatari influence in Africa's growing energy sector, countering Western oil giants. 4. A reputation boost as a nation supporting African development, strengthening diplomatic ties. This was not just a business deal. It was a strategic alliance. Western reaction. In Washington, London, and Paris, the reaction was immediate. Analysts called it a geopolitical earthquake. How could a small West African nation secure such a massive investment without Western approval? Oil refineries were always under Western control. Until now, media headlines framed Traoré as dangerous, unpredictable. But on African streets, celebrations erupted. Young people called him the man who broke the chains of dependency. And in Doha, Qatar's leaders smiled. For them, this was more than a business win. It was proof that the Gulf could stand where the West once stood. Africa's silent revolution. The refinery was only the beginning. Traoré invited leaders from Mali, Niger, and Guinea to join the energy project. Together, they spoke of creating a new African energy corridor, where oil, gas, and renewable power would be controlled by Africans themselves. The $70 billion deal with Qatar was more than an investment. It was a turning point. For Burkina Faso, it was the path to energy independence. For Qatar, it was a gateway into Africa's future. For the West, it was a warning. The old order was collapsing. One thing was certain: Ibrahim Traoré had once again changed the game, and this time, the world could not ignore it.